Hey, good morning. Do you remember the time in American history when white people were so afraid of a particular item of clothing in jazz music that the military ran through the streets of Los Angeles, beating the crap out of anybody caught wearing it? True story. It's called the Zoot riots. You should look into it. It all started when a man named Jose Diaz was killed at a party, and white people used his murder as a way to demonize Latino culture. Now, zoot suits got their start in jazz clubs during the Harlem Renaissance. Men were wearing baggy suits that were 40 inches at the knees, tapered down to 10 or 12 around the ankle, with suit jackets that came all the way down to the hip or to the knee, with these flashy watch chains, hats, and a feather in it that went all the way out to here. That was a zoot suit. Think Jim Carrey's character in The Mask. And by 1943, the zoot suit was everywhere, except in white people's homes. And, as we well know, when white people don't understand something, they fear it and then demonize it heavily. So in Los Angeles in 1943, the Pachuco culture and the zoot suit was demonized by white America. And white servicemen didn't like it because they said that the suit was wasteful. Look, you're using all of that fabric. There's no need for that. You need to wear less clothes and give the rest of that fabric to us so we can go fight a war in the other side of the world. And many Latinos and Pachucos were like, nah, we good. And that ain't do nothing but piss white people off. So then a fight broke out between 12 members of the military and a couple Pachucos. And the military members got their butts kicked. And they ran back to the military base, formed a strategy, got a couple other guys, and then they came back to the city of Los Angeles and they beat everybody wearing a zoot suit. And I don't mean one or two military members. No, I'm talking about hundreds of military members. They drug Mexican Americans out of their homes, out of their cars, out of businesses, wherever they were. If you were wearing a zoot suit or you were rocking a ducktail, they beat the crap out of you. And when they couldn't find anybody wearing a zoot suit, they beat up anybody who wasn't white. Filipinos and black people, if you weren't white, you got beat. Matter of fact, had a black man still in his work uniform. They beat the crap out of him and then gouged his eye out with a pocket knife. And military members from other states were coming into Los Angeles just to beat up on non-white people. And the police, like in Uvalde, stood around and did nothing, or they helped beat up non-white people. Hundreds of Mexican Americans, Latinos, Filipinos, and blacks were beaten senselessly by military personnel. And it only stopped when the United States government was like, hey, y'all can't leave the barracks anymore. And on June 8th, they couldn't leave. The very next day, the city of Los Angeles banned zoot suits. You can get fined and spend time in jail for wearing a zoot suit, and that law is still on the books today. And all that violence helped to start the Chicano movement. This is white culture.